Most homes, they sit on the market way too long because agents are they're not even marketing them. They're just checking boxes off. They hope it sells. And then today we're in a digital world. You can't simply just list your home online in a multiple listing with a few photos taken with their cell phone. It's not enough. It's not marketing, first of all. That's just bare minimum. So when your home gets poor exposure, you lose time, you lose money, and you definitely lose negotiating power, which is money. And the longer it sits, the worse it gets. So in this video, I'm kind of breaking it down. The exact marketing moves, like an expert would do, like myself, that actually sells homes fast and for top dollar. Isn't that what you want? So you don't want to leave any money on the table, right? Now you want to stay to the end. I have 7 critical questions that most home sellers, they never ask their agents before hiring them, including one. The one question I think will cut the listing interview really short, and the single question could save you tens of thousands of dollars. But first I want to tell you about Janine. She had her house on the market for 8 months, $1,950,000, finally got to $850,000, and the agent brought her an offer of $800,000. It was poor marketing, no staging, and the house needed some things to be done. So they called me, and I said, well, I can come in, but you have to have your listing contract over with this other agent. She said, well, we'll wait. So they waited, they wouldn't get out of the contract. We got it, put it on the market. We did all the staging to it. That's another video. Low cost fix-ups, all the things we did. And we put it on the market, all of our marketing. We did everything to it. And we got an offer for $950,000, which was $120,000 more. I say $120,000 because I put $30,000 into it to sell. And I got $120,000 more just by doing all the marketing and all the staging that we did. So let's understand this, I call the marketing shark. It's in my book, Home Selling Sharks. You can get it on Amazon. So picture this, your home is floating in open water and there's the marketing shark kind of circling. That's what it is. It's just waiting for things to go wrong. For your realtor, 90% of the realtors don't even market your home. This shark, it feeds on listings that lack strong marketing and weak photos and has no plan, or it's just tossed online. Now, this marketing shark, it's not a fast predator. It kind of is patient. It lets your listing get stale, interest fades, and then buyers come in, they lowball you. That's kind of what happens, right? When you have a poorly marketed home. And their favorite meal is your equity, and your growing desperation is really their favorite meal because they see you're desperate, So if you just throw your home on the multiple listing and plant a sign in your lawn, that is not marketing. You can't do it in today's marketing. Things are changing. You can't hope for a buyer. The buyers come in through demand because of the marketing. They demand it, they want it. There's buyer demand for what you have, priced well, looks great, and marketed properly. Because the longer your home sits, the buyers gain leverage over you. And then what happens is your home sells for 3, 5, 10% less. So on a $500,000 house, you can do the math, $25,000 or more. The question is, do you want to waste $25,000, $50,000, whatever it is, because you had poor marketing? And the worst part of this all, that the agent is part of the problem. They tell you, I'm going to do all these things, but don't show you. They only deliver the bare minimum because they really don't know. They really don't know because they don't do it a lot. They don't sell 25, 30, 40, 50, 60 listings a year. They sell 1 or 2 a year. That's it. And you're the one. How do they even have the bankroll? I mean, we spend thousands of dollars on marketing because I do a lot of it. They don't spend money because they don't have the money to spend. And they don't even know what to do if they did have money because they don't have the experience. It's a shark, and it's all written in my book, All the Sharks That Can Affect You. Okay, what's the real truth about real estate marketing? Well, the simple truth is that, like I said, realtors don't spend money, real money, marketing your home. You'll go on the listing presentation, have a computer, they'll show you this pretty presentation of maybe that their office put together, but that's just a frilly presentation. And that doesn't mean that's going to create any buzz for your house. You don't really know what's happening behind the scenes. I do. It's really an illusion because they put it in multiple listing and then your home shows up on hundreds of sites. That's by default. That's automatic. Everybody can do that. What's different from what everybody can do? That's not marketing. Or maybe they list you on their company website. Or your listing is there along with a bunch of others, maybe 50, 100. That's not customization. There's no focus on the product. What's the product going on the shelf? Your home. What's special about it? How do you find the target market for your buyer if you don't do any special focused marketing? You can't. And social media, you can't just post your home on Instagram or Facebook one time with zero paid promotion. You'll get no visibility. They have to spend the money. On Google Ads, $30 a day for 7 days up to listing. That's what we spend. That's a lot of money. And then more, depending on the property, how long it's going to take to sell. And then open houses. Oh, we do open houses. Yeah, so does everybody. If you don't do them right, agents go there to meet new buyers for other homes, not to sell yours. But if you do it right, the open house, it can bring thousands of buyers, or not thousands, but hundreds of buyers to your home to generate a higher price based on FOMO, fear of missing out. Okay, so the open houses are good, but depends how you do it. It has to be orchestrated. Because basically, the standard commission model kind of gives you really little, incentive really to invest in your property. They have to split their money with their broker. Me, I charge a marketing fee. I spend it all, and I get thousands more. Say if you're selling a $500,000 house for $5,000, I could spend a lot of money, get your home pre-marketed, do all the things, and I could sell your house for $30,000, $40,000 more than you would have got doing nothing. And the worst part about this all, agents know they're going to get paid eventually. Even if your home sits or if you lose money, they don't really care. They just want to get paid. So this marketing shark, I call it, it survives in this low effort marketing. There's zero marketing, zippo. And if you're looking for an agent who does superb marketing, if you live in my area, that's me. So I can introduce you to an agent in your area, maybe 2, 3, that can actually produce effective expert marketing. Just click the link below for that form and you can fill it out and I'll be giving you a call. So what's the real cost of doing this incorrectly, this inadequate marketing, as I say? Well, I mentioned before, 3 to 5% on your sale price. That's really just a start. That's just a little bit. I think it's more than that. There's carrying costs, mortgage, taxes, utilities. They pile up each month your home doesn't sell. And there's missed opportunities. Maybe you wanted to go out and buy a nice home that you found, your dream home, it slipped away. Maybe rates jump up. You don't know what's going to happen, right? It's exhausting to keep your home show ready for months. It's emotionally draining. And worst of all, your listing starts to stink, I call it, on the market. Buyers are going to think, what's wrong with this house? It's not selling. They run from it. They don't even show it anymore. I had clients with a great home. That's what happened to Janine. It sat for months because there was no marketing. When she lowered the price, she didn't do a relist. She just kept lowering the price, same photos, lowering the price. That's like death. Think about it. You do nothing different. Oh, we go from $1 million to $950. Think maybe we should do something with the marketing? Maybe change the pictures out, maybe change something and relist it as a brand new listing so it becomes fresh because it was on a price break. It went from $1 million to $950. It should be a brand new listing because then all of a sudden it goes to a different pool of buyers when you go from $1.1 million to $9,999. A different set of buyers now look at it, different eyeballs. You can't just, new buyers look at it and see, oh my God, this house has been on the market for 150 days. Why didn't I see it before? It needs to say 1 day on the market at that time. And if it's really bad, you can wait the 60 days. That's what we did with Janine. We waited 60 days and then it came fresh on the market. Didn't show property marketing period, the whole marketing period, just showed 1 for both. It was great. So just like we did for Janine, we got $120,000 more by selling their home by proper marketing after 8 months on the market with that realtor. That's huge. That's huge. So what does real marketing actually look like, Diane? Give me your expert level strategic, marketing. Well, what does it really look like in today's world? 1, we're going to tailor your strategy. This is not cookie cutter. It's not putting your home in a box. Who's your target market? Your home and your buyer. What do they look like? And get your home set up to look like that. Get the professional photography, HD obviously, drone, video walkthroughs, video of the outside, the whole thing. You must have professional photography. You cannot have cell phone marketing. It doesn't work. And then you have to have a dedicated property website, SEO with Google Ads, remarketing, to have remarketing so people who are actually looking for a house like yours keeps coming up in their feed. You want to capture their interest. Paid ads, Facebook, Google, Instagram, premium placements. There's got to be a budget for marketing. So like I said, if you pay a little more for your agent who's an expert marketer and they get you tens of thousands more, it's worth every penny. Hiring somebody who doesn't have a marketing plan is not a good idea. And then there's agent outreach, another thing to do, calling the agents, following up with them, being proactive, not passive. And when they're showing come in, those showing requests come in, calling the agents right away, finding out what type of buyer they have, start negotiating from the very first showing request. That is key. I think not only marketing, negotiating, that's what you're looking for, a marketing negotiating expert. Anybody can have a real estate license. And you have to have a compelling narrative that talks to that target market. You know, it's a story. Make buyers feel like they're buying a story, a fun story, something that they can relate to. And they walk through the door, it's like, oh my God, this is everything I've ever imagined. And print marketing, not doing too much of it, but we are doing target marketing with the neighbors. We do go out to the whole development. We send out a letter from the seller about the house going on the market. Because 25% of the time, the seller's neighborhood brings me a buyer. And sometimes we do it ourselves. We can save the seller money because we only charge for one side of the process, which is our side. Then they save all that in compensation as well. Woo, yeah, that's a good one. That letter marketing is key. And don't forget relocation networks. You got to be out there, especially if you have a relocation type home. So, for example, a question for any agent would be, what's your marketing budget for my home and where does it go? They're gonna be going like, marketing budget? Oh, I spend, you'll hear a lot of that. They're not gonna answer you back, you know, because they don't have a marketing budget. Don't even know what that is. Especially if you're only selling 1 or 2 houses a year, how can you have a budget for it? I don't know, don't think so. So how do you get this done? How do you interview your agent? This is what you're looking for. Got it for you. How do you vet your agent like a pro? Well, 1, you can get a copy of my book so you can understand that. 2, down below I have the questions to ask a realtor before hiring them. But the first thing to do, if you're just thinking about marketing, ask for their marketing plan for their last 3 listings. Last 3 listings, that might have been the last 3 years. They only list 1 a year. Look for custom work, not generic fluff like, oh, we take pictures and put them in here and then we write some copy. No, look for detail. So who was your target market for that house? And how did you capture that? How much money did you spend on Google ads and Facebook promoting? You might get the deer in the headlights look on that one. So you ask them, what's your marketing plan? Now, and you ask them for the budget. What's the budget? Okay, what's your budget? Next, how will you tailor the strategy to my home, to the target market, to my buyer, the buyer for my home? How do you even know where they're coming from? How do you do that? And then what percentage of your homes sell within the market average time? If they're not giving you an answer right now of 2 days, this is not good. And they probably don't know because they don't list a lot of homes. The average agents, they only sell maybe 4 homes a year and they're mostly buyers. Mostly buyers. They don't list houses because listings go to the experts, your top listing experts in your neighborhood. And then ask them, beyond the multiple listing, what do you actually do to market my home? Yeah, get that list. Let them show you. Show them prior ads they did in Google ads, things like that. Next, how will you track results? How do you update me with those results? How do you track them and how do you update them, okay? These are below, guys, so don't worry about remembering all these. Next, can I speak to your last 3 home sellers? No hesitation, that's a good sign. And you don't want to be somebody from 3 years ago, but that's a different market. And that's not a good sign that they're only doing a couple listings. Listings are for experts. Listing is an expertise. Anybody can show a house to a buyer, but when you do the listing, you have to have negotiating. You have to have presence in the marketplace as a realtor. Like when people know my listings come on the market, they know it sells fast, they know I'm fair to the agents, and I'm a negotiator. And I need it to be done, I need to have it done right now. And that's the way they need to see your agent. And last question, if it doesn't sell in 30 days, what's your plan B? For me, if people ask me that, I'm like, my homes sell within 2 days. There's no plan B. The plan B will only be if your home isn't priced well and you're not doing the low-cost fix-ups that I asked you to do. That's why your home won't sell. When sellers are coachable, that's when I can help them. When they fight me every step of the way, it's no fun for me. It's no fun. I like to have fun when I'm doing my listings. I love what I do is because every listing is different. And that's what you want to see. You want to see that passion with your realtor, that they love what they do and they want to crush it for you. Winning. You want them to win. I talk about that in my other book, Model Home Mindset, how winning is so important, especially when selling your home. It's one of your largest assets. So there's your questions. I think the most important one was the first one about the marketing and the marketing budget, the first 2. Now, how can you support your agent's marketing? If you have a good agent marketing, a great agent will help you amplify the marketing. They'll ask you to help. They'll ask you to share your listing on your own social media. asking your friends to share too, then it goes kind of viral. Maybe they'll have a yard sign with a QR code that can track buyers who love the neighborhood. They'll come right to it, scan the code. Maybe they'll create a list of improvements and dates and costs and show the real value of all the things you did. And help them with your 12 months of utility bills. Give buyers an idea of how much it costs to live in your house. And this is a must. You need to write down the things that you love about your house. And maybe there's just things that photos don't show. You can show some photos of what you love, but that doesn't really work. I like them to tell me and write it out, their story about what they love about the house. That's the first question I ask sellers when I'm interviewing them for the job. What do you love about the house? Such an important step. And gather information for your realtor on local parks, restaurants, schools, all those things that you think are really hot and good to go to. But really, to enhance your agent's marketing plan, you're not really trying to replace it. You really want to do the work for them and help them, because if you're doing all the work, you hired the wrong agent. So these are good things to know, but I find that you either have a marketing agent with good negotiating skills or you don't. There's no okay, watch Diane's video, tell them to do this and they can do it. No, that's not how it works. It comes with experience of doing many of them. Do you understand that? Many, like heart surgeries. A good heart surgeon does many heart surgeries. I would go to him versus a guy who did one a year. So the marketing shark, it's real. It is eating up the equity from your home. You got to get my book, my other book, Model Home Mindset, both on Amazon. Just Google my name or go put Diane Cardano books and you'll find it. Most agents do the minimum. That's why your home sits and the prices keep coming down. And poor marketing costs tons of money, time, energy, peace of mind. But with the right strategy and the right agent, just avoid all that. Now, ask the hard questions, demand the real plan, protect your equity, all that good stuff. Your home is your biggest asset. It deserves more than list it and pray. But if you want to know how to pick the right agent who knows to do all the things, not just the marketing, I've got you covered. Watch my video on how to hire the right agent or you'll lose thousands. Watch it to learn exactly what to look for before you hire. I hope that was good for you. I appreciate you being here for us. See you on the next one.